Good afternoon. Glad to see you again this week. I hope this week all of you catch this move to the downside. Hopefully it happens, and it happens the way we expect it to go. So it could be a very nice move to the downside on the Aussie, right? So let's start. Dollar index. Remember I said last week you're not going to get a lot of big move. You're going to get some very short move because we're in consolidation. I believe this week also we may still get some short moves, but they may be better than last week was, because last week was pretty much a lot of short moves. If you were paying attention, there was some short moves and a lot of pairs that you could have picked up pieces on, right? So we're still in consolidation, and we will still remain in consolidation, which means we'll be going sideways for a while, right? Euro will be going sideways for a while, so you can expect euro to actually go back up in this pattern. You're going to expect euro to actually go back up as a 1, 2, 3 wave structure, not down as some people say, but as up in a 1, 2, 3 wave structure. So if euro breaks up here today on a very, very short time in a 1 hour structure, watch this piece here, because I'm not expecting them to go down much. If they go down, it's going to be a short move before they go back up, right? So if you want to sell this short move, if they go and you sell, you better watch it when it comes to the low to take profit, because I don't think they're going to go down very sharp to the downside. I don't think this is making a wedge pattern, right? And that is the difference between understanding the structure themselves, understanding what is a wedge pattern and what is not a wedge pattern. I don't think we don't see this as a wedge pattern. So I would not be surprised if this actually goes up, right? It could go up a lot. There's strength in the euro to come, because the euro we're looking, if you remember in the daily for the last couple of weeks, I said we're looking for a 3-wave complete pattern. And let me show you one again. We're looking for a 1, a 2, and a 3-wave pattern. We have got the 1. We're in the 2. We don't know if the 2 is completed, but we're in it. And then we'll be looking for the 3, right? So any indications that the 3 is starting right here, which means if they break out of here and they give us a consolidation in a 4 hour, we will start to trade that move up. A 1 hour, you can take the trade as well. If you get a 1 hour consolidation, if they drop lower, I don't see them going big time lower. I would see, this is how I see the low developing. They could probably come back here, go back, retest this low, and then upside. Right, that is, so you're going to get a number of short-term trades, very short-term on the 1 hour, right? Because market is in consolidation. And when market is in consolidation, you really don't get a lot of big moves. You get very, very small moves. You trade in the 1 hour, you trade in the 15 minutes, you take your trades off immediately. You grab what you get and take it and run with it, because you're not going to get big moves. Pong, you got some small moves. I don't know if I posted this one, but this one we took that, all of my traders, we got that. We identified it very clearly in this one, in that wave structure there, going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we have this wave completing. We saw this, but we didn't get it, right? And now we're looking at 2 things, 2 ways this could develop. One, they could come and break the low and then go back up. That's a possibility, making this a 1, 2, 3. I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at it that way, because I still, for now, I'm still looking at this as a possible expanding flat. So that means this is your first wave up. This is all consolidation. You can go back up. So we will be looking for that trade up, right? Anybody else getting lagging on their side? If you're getting lagging, give me a yes. If not, don't type anything. Just give me a yes if you're getting lagging. Okay, then it's only your side. 2 people having it. If you're getting any, it's only you actually getting the lagging. It's not lagging here. The sound is lagging from the drawing, or okay, no lag. So if a couple of you are getting out of 235 people, it means you guys need to reboot and come back. Right, because for most people it's in time. So we will watch this for a turning point to go up. We don't have a turning point here as yet. If it makes a turning point, we look for the trade to the upside. The trade to the downside, let's put it in the 1 hour. A trade to the downside would mean this would have to pull back in a corrective structure before we can look for any sell setup. Actually, I'm still looking for that up move to happen, because the daily structure is giving us signs that it is possibly going to happen. We will probably get this move up. It's looking more, this doesn't look like the impulse going down. An impulse going down looks like that. An impulse going down looks like that. This looks still corrective. So whether they break this low or not, we will be looking for this trade up. This trade you don't want to miss. right? So for this week, this is the possible trade I'm looking for. If they're going to go down very much, they will have to pull back like this, and then we can look for one more here. This is going to be short term. See? So actually look for that up trade. If it happens, you get it. What if it doesn't happen? Well, I don't care. I'm not interested so much in the downside in this pattern. I would be interested in the downside, but on two conditions. One is if they come here and break this top, I'm selling here to the downside. Or if they start to go down and make a flag anywhere in here, then I'll be interested in a very big move to the downside. The downside is still very early. Possible, look for the upside, right? Aussie, on the other hand, you want to look for the downside of the trade on Aussie, right? Aussie seems to be turning finally. On the 4 hour, you can see that. We may be getting a breakout here. We are already in the trade. Actually, we're already in this trade. We don't know how fast it's going to go, but we're already in it. It's slowing down on the 1 hour. You can see they're making a consolidation here. You're getting a 1 hour consolidation in here. So if they consolidate more, all of you can take the trade, right? If they break out, you can actually look for this trade. The downside is a very good potential. And if they go as they went the last time, which is if they go this fast, like this, you're going to get a nice impulse, a very nice trade before you get a correction and then another trade. Maybe you can look for a news event that will trigger the fast move down, right? Some news event they'll probably use to trigger this move down, make a flag and then drop here. I don't think we'll get such a big flag. We may get a smaller one here to the downside. But at the bottom, we'll start to look for upside. Once they come to this low, we'll be looking for trades to the upside. Probably. Somebody said the RB interest rates. They will use anyone, and it doesn't matter what the news event. The plan is already there. Just find a news event and fix it in, right? And it really doesn't matter whether they cut rates or whether they increase rates. That has nothing to do with what they will do, right? It has really nothing to do with what the chart will do. The reaction will be down and then up probably, right? So we're looking for the downside. On the bigger picture, there's a big move coming, but not so fast. Maybe in the next couple of months. So you want this trade down here. This trade doesn't have to go all the way to the low, but we would like it to go there. That would be amazing for us, and then we'd look for that trade up. See, once they come to this level, even if they break the low, they're going to go back up. So try not to miss this one, but definitely don't miss this one. Right? Try not to miss this, but definitely don't miss that up move. It doesn't matter where it starts from. News in 20 minutes, we wouldn't be looking at the news now. We'll see if the news reacts. Maybe we'll get some movement from the news, but we're not looking for that, right? We're looking for the downside on that. And New Zealand, let's see. New Zealand also looking like it's in a sideways move, which means we'll be looking for one more to the downside here. Retest this low. And we are actually in a 4 hour sideways right now. So probably you can get some consolidation here. I think you can get some more consolidation in here. You can actually get some things like this. And if you get this, you get a nice flag here. Look for the trade to the downside, right? You see this one here? So if you get something like that, if you get, this one is sharp. I don't know how many of you got that. That was pretty sharp. But you're getting a chance that if they come back a little more, you can look for this trade to the downside. The trade to the downside would most likely be an impulse to the downside. We can look at these patterns two ways, expanding flats or expanding triangle. As of now, we would look at it as a flat, and we would look for this to come and break the low. Then we will see what it does, right? So we're looking for a sell setup on the New Zealand. CAD is totally going sideways, so you probably stay out of the CAD for a while, right? This move is not the start of the impulse going down. This move is a deeper correction. We have this pattern here. See this? Only if they break that, we would look for downside. It is looking more upside to me. Right now, I think we would look at this pattern mostly as a 1, 2, 3, come back here and go back up. Go back up there, retest the top, and then come down. So it will be more of a 1, 2, 3 structure on a bigger time frame. So any sell in this structure will have to break out of these lows. Not only break the low, don't sell the break of the low because they'll break the low in reverse. Let them break the low, let them consolidate, and then look for a continuation pattern. See? That's more than the secret I gave you guys there. Don't just sell the break of the trend line. The trend line has little value in telling you Right now it's telling us this is the possible structure, but I still think that could change the structure to the upside, right? They could actually break this low and make this structure, the one I just showed you. They could do this, come down here, give you a trade to the downside here, and then go right back up, giving you a 1, 2, 3 correction for upside. See? That's what pattern is. It's not just putting a line, and when they break the line, you sell. Understanding the structure is much more complex than simply putting a line in it, right? So let's wait and see which one they give us. US Swiss, definitely we're looking for at least one more little move up, not a big move to the upside. They're going, you may get it. Let me see in the 1 hour if you can get this trade. If you get a flag here, you could go for it. They give you a flag here, you could go for that up. At least one more move for now, not a very big move. Take profit out of this. Don't keep it for long term. Yen, going sideways. I'm expecting upside on the yen as well, right? I don't think this is all the correction, so I think they'll probably make one. They'll come back here for a 3, more like a 1, 2, 3 structure before they go down. So if you're going to make 1, 2, 3, they will have to go up first. So on a 4 hour, you can see that this is looking like it's going to go up. This one is coming down here. They did make 1, they make 2, they make 3, they make 4. If they come back to this line, they could drop 1 more and then go. Right? So we will watch it when they come to this line. There is a buy setup in here, and then if you keep it, and if it breaks, you keep it. If it bunks, you just take the trade off, or you take whatever profit you get out of it. Right? So there's a good chance on a 15-minute, if you like to trade 15-minute, you may get short moves like this. Depends on what this looks like here. We would either get one more or we get the continuation up, because the upside is dominant. The downside will be short-lived. The trade to the upside would be the big trade. So the question is this over, or can this go one more down here and then go back up? It could be over, so you may be lucky. Look for a buy setup, right? And if you're lucky, this is the one that go. It's lagging for everybody. If it's lagging for everybody, I would probably, okay, let's do this. Everybody who is lagging for type of Y. If I get a lot of Ys, I'll reboot. Don't type no, just type Ys so we can count the Ys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have about 20 people getting lag, and the rest is okay. Okay, so maybe you guys, we take a pause and you guys reconnect. That'll probably help. Or if you want, I could reconnect. It's not supposed to lag. So if you guys want to wait, I could reconnect. That'll take a couple minutes. Okay, so that's a possibility. Well, okay, we'll go ahead because more than 220 people active, only about 20 people lagging. So if you guys try to come in again, you may not get the lag in, right? Okay, so let's go. So watch this for short-term trades to the trend line, and then mostly you're looking for yen, Swiss, CAD, possibly upside. You're looking for more downside on the Aussie, more downside on the New Zealand. Euro and pound, stay out of them. Just stay out of them for a while. Let them form what they're doing, and then we'll get back to that, right? I'll go through some of the Euro pairs because I've been going through them for you for a while, and I think they're very interested for upside. This could be, I don't know if it is the start of the upside, but we're in the trade, right? This could be the start of the upside. You will watch it when it comes to this level. All right, let me show you guys this. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then upside. Or this one goes up, right? So on a 4 hour, we're going up. So the question would be, is this making this pattern for downside, or is it starting an upside? Right, so let's go to the 1 hour and see what the trade is. Well, you should be in this trade already. I don't know how many of you are in the trade, right? But you should have been in this trade. How many of you, actually, you should be in that trade much earlier. My traders are in the trade for a while now, pretty much earlier. Any of you in this trade? Not my traders. My traders are all in, most of them are in, right? Okay, good. You guys are seeing the trade, right? So here's what you're going to do now. For those who are not in the trade, don't try to jump in at the top here, because they made 1, 2, 3, 4. They can make 5. They will pull back. This pullback will tell us whether we have one more down or whether this is a correction to go up. I will update this chart for you guys. So wait for this correction to go up. Now, if those of us who are lucky, if those of us who are in the trade are very lucky, this could be an extended fifth and it goes straight out of the pattern. If that happens, good for us, but better for you, because now any correction in here, and there will be a correction, will be a good buy for you guys to go with. Right? Yeah, we're in since last week too, pretty much. So that's a trade, right? Watch this trade. If it breaks out of this 4-hour trend line, that's a great trade. You will take that trade and don't close it. You will keep it for a week or two maybe, because it's going to start a very long-term trend up. If they stop here to come back one more down, I'll update for those who are in the trade to get out, and we will look for the trade down, but we will all be buying from the bottom. I hope by then everybody will be ready to buy from the bottom. Euro New Zealand, very similar one. We've been talking about it, right? I was looking for this breakout first. That didn't work good. That's a break-even trade. We look for this breakout, and this one is going good. Actually, we got the bottom there, and it's going very good so far. We are at break-even because it's not going very aggressive. So we put that to break-even, which means the worst happen is we get 5 pips out of it. But we're keeping it because I think this could go. So what we'll be watching for is two things. Again, on the daily. I posted this. This, just like the Euro Oz, has a possibility of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure before you get that trade up. Or it's a 1, 2, 3. We never know. It's a 1, 2, 3, and this goes up. Looking at the way it's going, I don't think this one will go up. I can tell you that right now. Looking at the way this structure is going, I think we will get the 5th wave to the downside. So we would likely get this wave down. But from here, all of us should be buyers. All 256 of you in here should be buying from this low, because that will be a very big move to the upside. If that happens and we see structurally that nothing changes in the chart, that is going to be a really nice move to the upside. And if you're trading a $10,000 account, you have a chance in a couple months to double it. Whatever your account is, if you're trading carefully, you have a chance to double it. So this would be really great trading. Keep your eyes on it. If they come here and stop, we'll move or stop and take off the trade and look for the sell to the downside. EuroCAD, very similar structure. Let me just show you this structure in the daily. I showed you guys already. They're going sideways. And this pattern is telling us they probably could give us one more to the upside. Let me go in the weekly. This is the weekly structure. This one is telling us there's a potential they could go back up one more, because it's not going down very aggressive here. You can see that. The first move down was aggressive. We had a sell setup on that one. Remember this one? Sell setup at the top there. That was aggressive move down. Then we were looking for this to come up here and come down. They become very complex. We didn't follow it that much. And then this started to happen. So this one looks like it could give you one more down here, and then up it goes. Right? Very potential. We'll be looking for this. Remember the potential for one more down on the Euro CAD, one more down on the Euro Oz, one more down on the Euro New Zealand. But after that, they all have very big moves up. Right? So watch these trades. 4 hour. Remember, they don't have to touch the trend line. But because of what they're doing in here, I'm keeping an eye. Either this is a 1 and this is your correction and they break out. If they break here, buy. Because it means they will not give you that one more down. So here is a buy setup. If this breaks here, you may want to take this trade because you might not get this last piece down. Just like the Euro Oz and Euro New Zealand, we don't know if we're going to get that last piece down. But watch it to see what you get. This may go up because of CAD. I don't think Euro is going to do anything. Euro goes sideways, CAD goes up, New Zealand go down, Aussie go down. Euro Oz, Euro New Zealand go up, Euro CAD goes up, right? So I think Euro is sideways and the rest of the charts may move. So keep an eye on that. We'll see, right? Euro Yen, also upside. This correction is about to end. I thought it ended a while ago, but it hasn't ended. And they keep pushing this last move down, 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 but it's still a correction. Nothing has changed from that. They just keep pushing down some more. They can push some more even to the 618. That would not change what the structure will eventually do. That is going up. This will move up because likely of the yen, not because of the euro, right? So watch this one for a breakout. You want it to break out of this, break out here. Let them make that breakout. Let them give you a corrective structure. They will make a corrective structure. And you take this trade to break this pattern. So first you take it to this. You can take profit if you want. Some of you like to take profit out of that. And then if you breaks out, at least you keep a part or you re-enter the trade, right? But this potentially has a move to about the, I don't know, 127.50 area. Right? Let's see if they go. Keep an eye on this. So all euro pairs and euro chief. Euro chief, we were forecasting this upside for a very long time. We really want them to break this low, and you can tell how they're testing our patience, right? We are really looking to buy this thing, but we just want them to break this low. Now I'm not sure that is the exact low because brokers tend to give you a little extra wick every now and then. And this thing keep coming every time to that low. It came here, and look what it's doing here. And now they're here. I still think they could probably tag the low. Now, if they don't tag the low, that's okay now. They came so close that if they don't tag the low, we'll not be worried. I wouldn't be much of a change of structure. So I would still like to see them do this and then go back up. It will just give me personally some confidence, right? That, okay, they've broken the low. Now, this could be a break of the low. We don't know if that wick is a little longer than it should be actually because of the broker feed we're using, right? But they did come very low, so we could go with it. And then a daily chart plus minus 5 pips, I think you could call it a day, right? So watch this here now. If this breaks out, make any correction here, we will all be in this trade. This is a very, very big trade to the upside. And this one is, you can see it. You can literally see it, right? You can literally see that this thing is dying out. And this is dying out, and this should go back up. See? Now it doesn't go in a straight line. It may go like this. We don't know how it's going to go, but you're looking for a move to the upside, right? So we'll see. But when this thing starts to move, it moves sometime, especially to the upside. So you may want to keep an eye on it, see how fast it's going to go. I like this trade. We'll just wait for a possibility to get in. Euro Pung, I think, will go sideways because Euros will go sideways and the Pung will go sideways. I don't see the Pung going up. The Pung wouldn't be a big mover. I could see Aussie moving, New Zealand moving, CAD moving, Yen moving, but I don't see Pung moving a lot right now. So Euro Pung going sideways. You've got a pattern forming here. 1, 2, 3, 4, possible 5 waves before they go back up. Right? So if we get a 5th wave down, we'd look for a sell, and then we'd look for a buy to the upside. What are the chances they're going to break here to go? Well, they have to break out. They have to pull back, and then we'd look for that trade. So there isn't a trade to buy. You're not buying this at the top there. That's a bad idea. Wait for it to come back down and then buy it. Pung Aus, let me see if I can go faster now. Pung Aus going sideways, stay out of it. It's look potentially upside, just like all the Pung trades, but I don't think a lot of you have the skill level to take this trade because it's a little messy. Pung New Zealand, very similar. You can see this pattern here forming with a sharp move here. Potentially they could go up one more, right? It's the same thing. It's not ready for us. Not on any time frame is it ready for a trade as yet. You may want to look around here for a flag on a 1 hour. I think we are seeing something here now. See, we kind of see a flag here in a 1 hour. If you get a flag here, you could take this trade. And you may want to keep it for a breakout. But it's still a very good trade, right? If they make that flag, it's too short. It's only 4 hours. So I'll wait for more hours for flag. Let me show you the similarity, what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. See that? And take the breakout. So if they do that, we'll look for this trade up. Not a bad one, by the way. Swiss. Pung Swiss, I'm looking for some more downside before any upside, right? This pattern here, see that? So I'm expecting this one to come down here first, and then if they want to go back for a 5th wave, it's there. If it'll break and retest this low. So it could be a more bigger trade to the downside, but with the Pung trying to go up, we may get a 5th wave to the upside, right? So we could get there. They will finish this move off like this, and then the upside. So keep an eye on this. Very likely it's going to go up. This is a short trade to the downside. I don't know how many of you may want to take it, but wait for them to test the hair and bounce before you get the trade or break. The bounce is very likely. If Pung goes up, the bounce is very likely. All Pung trades are showing likely upside, right? Pung Yen, is the only one that is showing you a likely one more drop before they go, which means this could make one more drop here before it goes back up. I want them to break the low. Give me divergence and then turn to the upside. We'll be looking for this trade. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we're gonna get it. 1 hour. They may or may not break the low. Remember, if they make it, this is a flat pattern. If it's contracting, if the flat is not breaking, the A wave doesn't, the C wave doesn't always break the A wave, right? But so far it's looking good, like we're gonna get it. By the way, that was a nice sell setup we took from there. I don't know. We actually did that in our trading room. So you can look for this. If you get that, look for this trade here. And then look for reversal. Take your profit. It's not gonna go very far, right? Let's see what else we look for. CAD. CAD is definitely upside. They're making one more low. There is only one scenario where I see this comes back here. That is if this is making an ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Sorry, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go up. Right? That's the only scenario. Right now, it doesn't look like that. It's going sideways. They're taking a longer consolidation. But it doesn't show me that potentially they could go down as yet. So what would give me a good clue that they may go down? I'll look for this. If this comes here and start to do that, we will look for this big move down. So far, it's telling me that even if they come back to the low here, they may break this low. You get a short move down here, but it still looks upside as a 1, 2, 3 wave structure, a more complex B wave pattern. Right? They make a much more complex B wave pattern and then they go. And that happens when you're in consolidation. They tend to get more complex. And that is what we teach you, how to identify these complex structures when they start to form. Right? So still upside, still upside. Everything in the chart is still upside. So let's wait and see what happens here. I'm not interested in the sell. I'm interested in a buy. Unless, like I said, they make, this is going to take about a week. So I would not be interested in a sell until a week from now. Short term, one more move down for a sell. Yes, probably, but that will be, that's discretionary. Depends on how good you are at trading. If you get this, there's a short trade there before they go back up, right? Like this, for example. See, short trade there before you go back up. I don't know how good you are at catching that piece, right? Because most people may take a loss look trying to catch that little piece there. And I would not advise to trade it if you don't have the skill level, right? Because you have to take off the trade once they break the low. So they may have one more down, but not the best trade for you guys. CAD and Yen, those of you who are experienced can do it. CAD and Yen, we're looking for one more little trade to the downside here, and then we'll see what this structure is doing. It's looking upside. And let me put it in at 4 hours so you can see what the structure is. We're going in some kind of a sideways pattern for upside. So maybe they're gonna just make one more here, maybe even break it, but then it's upside, right? So short-term downside, long-term upside. They're consolidating right now. Aussie Yen, same possibility here. I'm still looking for them to come here, so we'll watch this for two things. This could be a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only if they break here, then I'd look for that trade. If they don't, and I think they wouldn't, I'm looking for this to make a consolidation here and drop. We're gonna trade it to this level, beyond this low. This is a good trade, actually. You don't wanna miss that. Right? That is a very, 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 watch this trade here. This is a very nice trade. Don't miss it. New Zealand Yen. Same, all yen pairs. They're in this big daily sideways move. 1, 2, 3. This could come. This could go back one more, retag the low, and then up. But you start looking for that upside from now because the upside is an impulse, right? Start looking for that upside. If they go down some more, you could trade it on the 1 hour. Look for 1 hour flags and sell. If they make a 1 hour flag here, you sell. Take off every time they drop. Take off the profit. Don't wait for it, right? Don't wait for it. Take off the profit. Swiss yen. Go to the 4 hour. Same here. You see they have the first impulse, the correction, next impulse, correction, and then they're coming down. So we're still expecting upside, but this one I rather stay out. I don't trade this. I stay out of it. We're trying to trade this down. We knew this thing was going to come down, but darn, this was headache. You end up with a lot of break-even trade because see, every time they spike it up, they spike it up, they spike it up. So it's, you're in 100 pips and then you get break-even because it doesn't go smooth. It's not a smooth ride, so probably just stay out of it. It still goes down, right? This is a nice trade though. You guys don't want to miss this one, right? This is perfect setup. If it breaks, it's a perfect setup. I can show you this from the weekly why I think this is a good trade. See? This was your weekly structure. Your weekly impulse, you got a correction, perfect correction. You get 1, you get 2, you get 3, you're looking for 4, you could get 5, and then you could look for this to come down. There is a very small chance that it could break right now. We're not even going for the break. We're going for this structure to come down that piece on the daily. See? You want this to come back here on the daily. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come back to this level. Take that out. And that's a trade you're looking for. You have a perfect impulse down. You have a pullback here. You have a nice correction to the upside. You got another impulse here. You're getting correction in here. So if this break, you want that trade. And if you're lucky, they'll break through. And that could happen pretty fast if we consider that New Zealand is likely going to go down, right? So keep your eyes on this. Let's see if it goes fast or if it goes slow. On the 1 hour, there is a flag here, but that flag is still inside of the pattern. So I would not encourage you to trade this inside the pattern. If you have very good skill level, you could give it a risk. When it comes here, put it to break even and see if this one breaks out. Because in this pattern, you could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it breaks. Right? It doesn't have to break in the 3rd wave. It could break in after the 5th wave. But if it comes here, that's a good sell setup from the top. Don't try to sell it up. You don't know how high it could spike. It will come down, but it could spike your stop and then come down. So wait for the setup to sell. If it breaks here, you still have a very nice trade to the low. That's a lot of pips. So you probably want to pay attention to this one. And so is the Aussie CAD. Right? Remember, we post watch the Aussie CAD for a breakout. Don't jump in the trade when I say watch for a breakout. Now, I do see some things way before they happen. And that is because we can read into what the structure is doing. So once we saw this, we knew that this pattern doesn't have long more to go, even if it goes up. So we're not interested. I'm personally not interested in a little push up, because those are high risk trade. They can turn at any point. What you're interested in the trade when it breaks, because this shows you huge divergence and you're looking for the trade to go down. You have a 1, 2, 3 structure, and this is what the biggest structure is. See? They made 1, 2, 3. They made 1, 2, 3. They made 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're looking for this trade. See? Not that difficult to look at. We are not discussing strategies for trading. I'm just showing you sense of direction. If you want to know how to trade this breakout in particular, you would have to go and test 1,000 breakouts on this chart. Not only would that give you confidence in pulling the trigger, it will make you understand how they behave, how each one of those breakouts behave, where you should put your stop, what's your risk, how much you can lose. Then you decide what's your money management, how much % you want to lose in it. And then you take the trade. We don't discuss the strategies we use in here, right? The strategies are exclusively for the trading room. But you can use different strategies. They're not that difficult to say as long as you have experience, right? The more experienced you are, which means the more testing you do, the more you become experienced, the better it is for you to trade. I don't want to give my strategy. New traders go start trading it, mess their account up, and then come back to me and say he doesn't have a good strategy. That is because you don't know to use it properly, right? That's the whole thing. You don't, if traders who can trade, they start panicking, they start messing with what you tell them not to do. And, and the next thing you know, they're blaming you for that. So I give you a sense of direction in which it's going to go. If you're a good trader, what I give you should help you. If you don't know the trade, if you don't have that experience, you should not trade live. And you should actually learn to trade before you do that. There are many ways you can learn. You can learn by your own, take a year or two, and then you become very experienced, and you trade in 10 demos, and then you learn, and then you find you get experience and you can trade. or you can do a crash course anywhere you want and learn to trade faster, right? That's the way. There are always good ways to go, right? My job is to show you what sense of direction I see it going. So I'm looking for a trade in here to go down, right? It's breaking, it's making a correction. I think it's a good trade to the downside. We will see how. I think, remember, we think Aussie is going down, right? We think Aussie has a very big move to the downside. So if we're correct about that forecast, that means this one would likely follow. Aussie, New Zealand, you're getting a correction, and you will get a correction. Here's where place people could break up. So I said watch for the breakout. People take the breakout. Some people lost this trade. The worst is supposed to happen that this trade is supposed to get a break even. That is because once you see structural change, once you see this flag is not going, we have rules as to what to do with it. Get out of the trade because it's not going, right? And when they don't go, they make deeper corrections. It's possible they're making some kind of a deeper correction here. We could touch this and then go back up. I still think they will come a little deeper before they go, right? So you can see there's a possibility they're going to make some bigger correction in here. Probably do some more correction here and then touch this low and go. So you may want to look for this trade up. Rather than try to sell this, look for the buy opportunity because the buy is with the impulse, the fast moves. The downside is very slow. So you probably want to buy the upside. Let's see if we can get it. Right? They didn't break the lows yet, so we'll see they'll probably come down some more. It's slow. The downside is slow, but you want the upside as the trade. That's the trade you're looking for. Gold. Did I tell you guys gold was going to go up last time and not the downside? Because there is no support in the chart. Now, let me just repeat that. There's nothing like support and resistance in the chart. And if you think that because there's a top there, if you think that because there's a top here, this is resistance and you can sell here, good luck to you. If you think that at this level you can sell here, good luck to you. Because you're actually going up and you're going up and you're in a structure that is going up. There is no support and resistance in the chart. Silver, yes. It doesn't matter. Silver, gold has similar structure, right? So there isn't any support and resistance. What we look for, wait for a correction. We're not buying those small ones. Wait for correction here, and then you take the next trade up. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. There is no support and resistance in silver either, right? Whether it's gold or silver, same thing. People put the top. That's what they do. You look for a top and you assume that there's a resistant point there, like here, this one. Same structure. They have very similar structure. You see that? Resistance there, resistance. There is no resistance in this point because you're actually going up. You're making higher one. You're making higher one. Right? Check. If you don't know what I mean by that, check the webinar I did. I did a webinar on support and resistance. Go to YouTube. Check my link. You will see there is no support and resistance in this chart. That is why people lose their money. Because every time it comes to that level, oh, there we are hitting a resistant point. Let's go sell. And they lose their money for that because there is no resistance in the chart. Now, can this come back? If you look at this pattern, yes, this pattern is definitely at some point, maybe a little move up there. Right? You can see that small one there, a little move, but I'm expecting a correction, a deeper correction before they go. Because once they complete this pattern, they will make a deeper correction. How deep would that correction be? No idea. We would look at it when it starts. Same thing with silver. We're expecting this to make a deeper correction once it comes here, right? We're expecting correction, maybe not too deep like that, maybe a little deeper, but then the next move would be up. So if you want to get the big move, wait for the correction. If they make a small correction only within the trend, there is still one more impulse up. So if this comes back only within here, there's still a next one there. There is a very small trade at the top there. Not the best trade to take. Not at this moment. I would not take that trade. See how much divergence we're getting in here? It's crawling up. They tend to break this up, and they tend to go very fast. So if I think that there was something that will drive this chart up very fast, the best thing you can do is put an entry order above the top. Out of the trend. You want them to be out of the trend when they go, right? Something like that. So if for any reason news event come and they break like this, and they may do that, you can get in the trade because you don't want this pattern here to be trapped in it and then go down. right? You don't want that to happen to you. So you stay away from the trend line, you stay away a little high. This looks like they could get that only in a very strong news event that could actually do that. You will want to trade. If the news event is not strong, stay away from the chart. If they're going to go up, and this pattern has a 1 in 10 chance of continue to go up, of continuation. If they're going to go up, what you will see is they'll break the structure and they'll pull back. And this would be your buy setup. Let them break the structure first. As long as they're within the structure, the chances they're going to come back here. Right? So look at that. What else? Oil. Oil is very complex, by the way. There's a very, very complex pattern in oil. I have nothing in the chart because I took them all out. We are doing some work on it. So let me just show you this pretty fast. And we will look at this piece in here, 4 hour. This is the impulsive move down. So we're still within this long, drawn out consolidation. And this pattern could go all the way to the top without breaking it. Let me just put this here. It could go all the way to the top without breaking or slightly breaking, but the chances are they're going to come back here. The chances are this one is going to come back, very strong downside possibility, because this is actually more of a corrective structure, right, to come down. So you can start to look for a trade to the downside from the top. Let me show you one of this structure so you can see that. Go to the New Zealand and go to weekly. And look at this structure here. You got an impulse down here. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a very similar structure all the way back to the top. Way back to the top, and then you drop. See that drop there? Remember this structure. Take a picture so you can remember that. And come back to oil. By the way, you had a similar one, but this one is different, right? This is more of a contraction, right? All the way to the top and then drop. But this one is different. That's a very small one. We're going to look at it in a 4 hour. Right, see? You got to move down. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to the top, come back to the top. Maybe even break it and then look for this trade down. You saw how the New Zealand drop, right? So don't miss that one if it happens. That is if you trade oil, right? We have traders who trade oil. I don't, but look for that potential. If it happens, you don't want to miss it. If you're prepared that it could happen and it happens, you don't want to miss it, right? If you're not prepared, well, then you will not see it happen and you will not be able to enter the trade. Wait for the breakout, you can take the trade. UK oil has a similar structure. Very similar structure. They're coming back. They will probably break this top here. Oh, come on, don't do that. Break this top and then come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come down. You have an impulse down. Potentially, this is your top. Right, so they could go a little more, then come down. Natural gas going sideways, just leave this alone. Let me see what other charts is interested. S&P 500 still going up. They could climb some more. I took off everything from this. We were doing some work. I'll redo it later for you guys. Smaller time frame, 1 hour, they're climbing. 1 hour, you're gonna still get some more climb. See, 1 hour, you're getting small corrections here. See, small corrections up. Small corrections up. They'll make small corrections like these and go. Actually, it's very close to the target. Let me show you weekly. I had that target on already. I just took it off. Oh, it's easy to show you the target where it is. Put it on a monthly. And you will see where the target is. See? That one, that's, sorry, 2,450 area, 2,500, somewhere in that area. Right? They're following the candle, right? They're following that arrow. They're about to get there. So somewhere in there, you could watch it actually top off, right? They may get some weakness in there. So watch it to see if they're going to top off there. They could stretch it a little more, but it's pretty much when they're pushing with all this divergence in play, it's likelihood you're going to get a top off. Flip this one, you can get a target. somewhere at the top there, I'll start be very careful if I'm a buyer. On the 1 hour, you can see that you're getting the structure is curving. Let's go. You can see the structure is curving already, right? So you can take every trade that is possible until you get there. There's still a lot to go, right? Still about 200 more points to go there. 200 more dollars worth, right? This is 364 and that's 464 is about 100 more to go, sorry. So keep your eyes on that. Nifty, for those who trade, some of my traders trade, is also climbing. Nifty still has a lot more to go up, so they may hit the top or they may make some corrections before they go. Small corrections take the trade up. Copper looks slightly downside. Copper looks slightly downside. If this break, you can take the trade, right? If this breaks here, you can take it. If they go back in the trend, you look for a buy setup. If they go back in the trend, we'll look for a buy. But if they stay here, you look for a sell setup, right? What is it you guys want? Mexican dollar. Oh, if we get all of those and we do them, will be too much, right? And we don't have so much time. So I'm gonna do the first three that I saw, which was Aussie Chief, the D30, and Mexican. Let's go with those three. So Aussie Chief. Sorry, Aussie Yen, that would be lower. Aussie Chief. Aussie Chief is going to come down, but it's not ready yet. It's you probably wait for a breakout. There's a short-term trade here. This short-term trade here. If you get a flag here, wait for a flag, and you may get a short-term trade to this level. If they break out, then you stay. If they don't, you don't. What else we have? We have the Aussie Chief. We had the DE30. DE30. I think I had that chart on DE30 here. Corrective structure coming down. Let me show you in the daily. It's going to be easy for you, right? They're making a correction like this. So you'll probably see some up and down here. Those will be short-term trades going up and down. So you can trade it based on how you trade this. I don't trade it. So you can make a 4-hour consolidation here. You see they're making consolidation here. Look for one more drop, then look for upside, look for another drop, look for upside. They're probably going to come down like that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they're probably going to come down like that. And the last chart, I think we had one more, was what? The Mexican peso. I don't have that on. Right? I don't have that chart. I had it, we took it off. So that is for it, right? Okay, two things people want me to explain before everybody go. One is why parallel trend line will blur your vision. You will not see patterns. You have to learn patterns because they don't move in parallel trend line. Let me make a monthly for you guys. So this is what traders do. They take parallel trend lines like this, and they try to put a structure like this, right? That doesn't work. Then they change it wrong and they do something like this. And they said, okay, this is your trend. This was a false breakout. That's a head fake. And you know, they call it all kind of stuff. Actually, in reality, that's not so, because the chart has nothing that is false in it. The chart is data, right? Data collection that is not false, right? Because if the price went there, it actually went there. But if you're putting your trends correctly, you would see that this is a bigger correction than this is, right? So your trend should go like that, right? Basically. And if you want to connect the tops, you can do that, but I don't connect the tops in an uptrend. So you're looking at an equivalent of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sense? Now the fifth one could go above. Nobody says it has to stop there. That is why you don't use the top trend line. You can do that in any chart. If you want to put a trend on the Aussie, let's go back to Aussie. Try to put a trend on this. This is what you have in the daily. Try putting a trend on that. What would your trend line do? Your trend line would probably go like this first. Right? Maybe something like that. And when you break here, you'll be looking for a downtrend, whereas you don't have a downtrend, right? It's not a downtrend. It's literally just going sideways, right? It's literally going down, up, likely down, maybe up. See? You don't use parallel trend lines. If you use parallel trend lines to the downside, this is what you're gonna have. I don't know where you want to start from. From here, you're gonna get something like that. And you'll have a breakout here. But they went lower. You see this one went lower, much lower. So, and you know, you're gonna have a breakout. If you start putting it here, you're gonna have this breakout here too. Right? So it doesn't work. It's because what you're looking for, basic concepts in chart. Just squeeze the chart so I can show you guys. Basic concepts. Look for an impulse, look for a correction, look for an impulse, look for a correction, look for an impulse, look for correction, look for impulse, look for correction, look for impulse. That's a basic concept. You look for an impulse to the upside. Guess what you're looking for? You've seen this here, you've seen that anywhere, look back at the top. If you can't see it there, look back at the top. Let's do a mirror for you. You got an impulse down. You have a long drawn out correction in here, right? See that? And then you drop. You have an impulse here, you get a long drawn out correction. What you do, you go up. See? Is that easy? It couldn't be easier, right? That's it. That's all you need to know about trading. Practice it, and when you get a little confused, come, I'll show you how to do it correctly. Right? That's pretty much what trading is. Somebody was asking why support and resistance doesn't work. Let me show you. I did the webinar. I hope all of you saw it, but I can show that guy in 2 seconds how it doesn't work. These are my supports and resistance that I could put without the chart, without looking at the chart. You want to see how perfect they are? You would be surprised how perfect they are. See that there? See this here? See this there? See how much we have here? Look how much we have here. Look how much resistance you're finding there, right? Look at this point. Right? So you can tell why they don't work by now, I guess, right? They're useless. The chart does not find areas of support and resistance. The chart just moves in impulse and correction. It pulses and then it stops. It goes into correction. It pulses again, right? Bitcoin, let's see what Bitcoin is doing. I haven't looked at that for a long time. Bitcoin, oh, this one. We didn't trade this, that is why. Oh, Bitcoin is making higher highs. It's going very high. Let's see what the monthly looks like. Oh, you got a monthly high. So you probably want to be careful. They have a monthly high and the MACD is showing you divergence. Put it in a daily, let's see. You're getting daily divergence also. This one crawled up above the top. So what you got to do is watch this here now. Trade that pattern to the upside. Every time you get a correction and then watch it for it to end. Watch that structure to end. You're getting a correction right now. So if they make a correction back to this level, you'll get a correction back to this level, right? One more up, break. If they make 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look for the break. After a 5th one, you're gonna come back. Will it go on the 3rd one? I don't know. We have to track that on lower time frame. Euro New Zealand, I think I showed you those trades. I show you guys all the Euro trades. Euro going up like crazy, right? Remember what I said? Euro is going to go up. Euro is not looking downside. Remember this wedge pattern you may see. You've seen the super wave traders putting wedge pattern like that and tell you you're in the wedge. Well, that's not so, because it is not about the lines. Let me repeat to you guys. It's not about the lines. Don't let people put a line in a chart and tell you it's about the line, right? It's not about the lines. And that is why all Euro trades upside, right? All Euro trades upside. All Euro trades upside. It's about the patterns. The lines are just an indicator for you. The line is just a tool, right? It's pretty much any tool you could use you want there, basically. Simply use the tool correctly. So thank you guys for coming. I think we can call it a day. We managed in an hour. When is the next course? Okay, for those who are interested in the course, the next course will be in April. We will start taking in new traders somewhere in mid-March. So somewhere in mid-March, you will have at least 1 or 2 more free webinars, and then you can start sending me. A lot of you are waiting for that, I know. So mid-March, we'll start taking in, and everybody will be able to get in. We have a wonderful team that helps trade, right? So I would see all of you guys there. Trade with care, make some money this week. You have some very nice trade setups. Don't miss them. Make a lot of money, make enough money to pay for the course. I hope all of you do, right? See all of you guys. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week, right? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.